Organizational climate. If a manager adopt positive attitude, then employee get motivated. And if manager adopted negative approach, then employee not motivated and organizational climate also negative. So if organizational climate positive, then employee get motivated. So it is also a non-monetary incentives. Career advancement. Career advancement, managers must provide promotional opportunities to employee. Whenever there are promotional opportunities, employee improve their skill and efficiency with the hope that they will be promoted to higher level. When an organization provided promotion to employee, then employee get motivated for hard work, for better performance, because employee feel that if he do hard work in future, then they get higher level, higher status in the organization. So it is also a non financial motivation. Fourth point, job enrichment or assignment of challenging job. Employee get bored by performing routine job. They enjoy doing job which offer them variety and opportunity to show their skill. By offering challenging job, autonomy to perform job, interesting job, employees get satisfied and they are motivated. When employee do routine work, then employee get bored. And if organization provided employee interesting job, challenging job, then employee get satisfied and also get motivated for the challenging job, for achievement of the target of the organization. Employees recognition. Recognition means giving special regard or respect which satisfy the ego of the subordinate. Ego satisfaction is very good motivator. When an organization give proper respect, give proper honor to employee, then employee get motivated for better work, for better performance. Because when an organization satisfy the ego of the employee, it is a good motivation, good motivator for motivation of the employee. Job securities. Job security means lifetime bonding between employees and organization. Job security means giving permanent or confirmation letter. Job security ensures safety and security need, but it may have negative impact. Once of the employee get job secured, they lose interest in the job. Job securities. When an organization permanent any employee on the job, then it is a good source of motivation, good source of non-monetary motivation. But if an employee get permanent job, then employee become lazy, they not concentrate properly on their job because they feel they are secured, their job is secured. So job security provided to any employee, then arises negative effect on the organization. Employees participation, it means involving employee in decision making, especially when decisions are related to workers. Then employee follow the decision more sincerely when these are taken is consultation with them. If target production is fixed by consulting employee, then they will try to achieve the target more sincerely. Employee participation. If any organization take any decision, then participation of the employee is necessary. If organization get the decision, get the consultation from the employee, then employee get motivated for the achievement of the organizational goal, achievement of target of the organization, because they know very well the decision taken by the organization with the consultant of the employee, with the consultation of the employee. So it is also a non-monetary incentives. Our next topic is leadership. Leadership is the process of influencing the behavior of the people at work towards the achievement of specified goals. When any person when group of person follower to any person, it is called leader. Leadership means the process of influencing the behavior of the people at work toward the achievement of specified goal is called leadership. When there are many followers of any person, the person is called leader, and the function done by leader is called leadership. So when influence of any person effect on employee, effect on work of the people, is called leadership. And leadership done for achievement of a specified goal, achievement of common goal of the organization. Leadership means the process of influence. Influence is always achievement of goal. There must be minimum 2 person or more person present. Influencing your own behavior is not leadership. Now, features of leadership. First point, leadership indicate the ability of person to influence other. Number 2, leadership tries to bring the change in behavior. Number 3, leadership show the interpersonal relation between the leader and followers. Number 4, leadership to achieve the common goal of the organization. And leadership is a continuous process. So it is the characteristics of leadership. Now, different style of leadership. Different style of leadership. Autocratic leadership, participative leadership, and 3, free rein leadership. Autocratic leadership. An autocratic leadership exercises complete control over the subordinate. He centralizes power himself and takes all decisions without consulting the subordinate. He does not delegate authority. The leader give order and expect the subordinate to follow them unquestioningly. He gives reward and puts penalty to direct the subordinates. Autocratic. Autocratic leadership means when all the power in restricted hand in leader and complete control over the subordinates, and leader does not get delegated authority to subordinates and want to follow the order properly by subordinates is called autocratic. सारा पावर एक लीडर के हाथ में हो और केवल वो ये चाहता हो कि मेरे सारे फॉलोअर रहें, मैं जो ऑर्डर दूं उसको प्रॉपरली फुलफिल करें और मुझसे कोई क्वेश्चन ना करें। इस सिचुएशन को कहेंगे ऑटोक्रेटिक। नंबर 2, डेमोक्रेटिव और पार्टिसिपेटिव लीडरशिप। अंडर दिस स्टाइल, leader takes decision in consultation and participation with the employee. He delegates the and decentralize the authority. Leader follow the opinion of majority. Democratic or participative. In this style of leadership, when any decision taken by leader, first consultation with employee and after that take the decision, and also provided authority to subordinates, decentralization with the employee, and when any decision taken by leader, preference given to majority. इस स्टाइल में लीडर कोई भी डिसीजन अगर लेता है तो डिसीजन लेते समय एम्प्लॉय का भी पार्टिसिपेशन होता है, एम्प्लॉय से भी कंसल्टेशन होता है और एम्प्लॉय से कंसल्टेशन के बाद ही मेजॉरिटी के अकॉर्डिंग डिसीजन लिए जाते हैं। इसमें डेलीगेशन ऑफ अथॉरिटी भी रहता है और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन भी। इसको हम कहेंगे पार्टिसिपेटिव लीडरशिप। थर्ड, फ्री रियन और लेजेस फेयर लीडरशिप। This style involves complete delegation of authority so that subordinates themselves take decision. In this style, leader avoids power. He serves only as contact to bring information and resources needed by subordinates. In this system, involve complete delegation of authority. Means subordinate free for take decision. Leader only take the information from the subordinates and provided necessary resources to subordinates. इस सिस्टम में एम्प्लॉय पूरी तरह से डिसीजन लेने के लिए फ्री होता है, उसको फ्रीली कंप्लीटली डेलीगेशन ऑफ अथॉरिटी प्रोवाइडेड रहती है और कोई भी डिसीजन एम्प्लॉय ले सकता है। इसमें केवल लीडर अपने एम्प्लॉय से, सबऑर्डिनेट से कांटेक्ट करता है तो केवल इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए और उनको कौन कौन से रिसोर्सेज की रिक्वायरमेंट है इस पर्पस से कांटेक्ट करता है। सो इट इज़ फ्री रेन लीडरशिप। देयर आर 3 स्टाइल। ऑटोक्रेटिक मीन्स सारे पावर लीडर के हाथ में हो, किसी को कोई डेलीगेशन ऑफ अथॉरिटी नहीं हो, ना कोई डिसीजन में एम्प्लॉय का सबऑर्डिनेट का कंसल्टेशन लिया जाए और पूरा कंट्रोल सबऑर्डिनेट्स पर लीडर का हो। पार्टिसिपेटिव में कोई भी डिसीजन लेने पर एम्प्लॉय से भी कंसल्ट किया जाए और फ्री रियन मीन्स एम्प्लॉय को फ्रीली कंप्लीटली डेलीगेशन ऑफ अथॉरिटी प्रोवाइड की जाती है। तो ये होते हैं फ्री रियन लीडरशिप। Here leadership topic is over. Now our last topic, communication. Communication, when more than one person exchange their ideas, their opinion, their thought with each other with same level of understanding, is called communication. When any transmission or any exchange of ideas, views and opinion and information, instruction between two or more person is called communication. The common mean of communication is spoken, written, diagram, gesture, etc. Now, form of organizational communication. There are two form of organizational communication: formal communication and informal communication. Formal communication refers to official communication at official peace between the people who are officially related to each other. When people related to officially and transmit or exchange the information to each other officially is called formal communication. Formal communication refer to official communication taking place in the organization whenever there is exchange of views or message or information related to official matter is called formal communication. Means assignment the job, fixing the responsibility, granting authority, setting of target and setting up the objective. For all this purpose, when official matter, when an superior and subordinates, when same level authorities discuss to each other about job, about responsibility, about authority, about any other official matter, is called formal communication. Formal communication types: downward communication, upward communication and horizontal communication. And there are two types of formal communication: vertical and horizontal. In vertical, two type: downward communication and upward communication. When information flow from top to lower level or from superior to lower level or supervisory level is called downward communication. And when information lower to superior level, when any request from lower level to superior level, is called upward communication. When any order, any instruction, any planning information provided by top level to lower level, then downward communication used. And when any problems of employee, any grievances, any opinion, any information about work performance provided by supervisory level to higher level, use upward communication. Now, horizontal communication. Horizontal communication is the communication between the two or more persons relating to the same level of authority. Generally, different departmental heads discuss the policy of their department with each other. This is called horizontal. When communication made between the same level of the employee of different department is called horizontal communication. Horizontal communication used when the department head discussed with each other about the policy of the department of each other. Discussion between the manager of the same rank, also horizontal communication. For example, marketing manager discuss with production manager is called horizontal communication. Number 3, diagonal communication. Diagonal communication is a flow of information between the person working in different department and holding different level of authorities. When information or communication made between different department and different authorities is called diagonal communication. For example, salesman may request the production manager to modify the product according to need of the customer. This is called diagonal communication. सेल्समैन प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर से डिस्कस कर रहा है कि आप कस्टमर की चॉइस, डिज़ाइन, उसकी नीड्स के अकॉर्डिंग प्रोडक्ट को मॉडिफाई करें. तो ये होता है डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन, जहाँ पर डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट के और डिफरेंट लेवल के लोग आपस में डिस्कस करते हैं. वो है डायगोनल कम्युनिकेशन. नाउ इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन. Informal communication between different member of the organization who are not officially attached to each other is known as informal communication. When person discuss of different department to each other on non-official matter is called informal communication. Generally, employee work in the organization, interact to each other, talk to each other, and create a social relation between them. When social relation created, then they discuss to each other unofficial matter also. So when unofficial matter discussed by the employee with each other is called informal communication. Informal communication means non-official matter discussed by the employee by the subordinates to each other is called informal communication. There is no fixed direction of informal communication. Now, difference between formal and informal communication. Formal, informal communication. First, the communication taking place within the official chain of command is called formal. The communication between individual and group of person which are not officially recognized is called informal. In formal communication, relation created between superior and subordinates, highly impersonal. But informal communication, relation created between the person personal. Number 3, formal communication is rigid and informal communication is dynamic, flexible. Number 4, formal communication establish line of command and informal communication no fixed line. Number 5, formal communication mostly expressed by in written form, and informal communication mostly expressed by trend, by oral. Number 6, it serves the need of the organization And informal communication, it serves the need of individual working in the organization. Number 7, speed of the formal communication generally low and speed of the informal communication generally high or fast. In formal communication, fixation of responsibility is possible, but informal communication, fixation of responsibility is not possible. Record of formal communication maintained properly for future reference, but no record of informal communication maintained. So here the difference between formal and informal communication. In this year, CBSE deleted barriers of effective communication topic and improving communication effectiveness. So we will not discuss about barriers of communications and improving communication effectiveness topics. So thank you and have a nice day. Here our chapter number 7, directing, is completed. In our next meeting, we will discuss our next chapter, controlling. Controlling means when compare the actual performance with standard performance and find out the deviations or differences and decided the remedials for the futures is called controlling. So about controlling we will discuss our next meeting. Thank you and have a nice day.